Hello, dear electrical students. Welcome to Power System Protection Lecture Series. Today, we are discussed about generator protection. In this generator protection, we will discuss about faults and associate protections with them and how we can prevent the faults. I am Manan Desai from Dr. Subhash Technical Campus. Now, about introduction. In the generating stations, the generator and transformer are most expensive equipments, and hence it is desirable to employ a protective system to isolate the faulty equipments, and it is possible that we have to remove that quickly and keep the healthy section in normal operation. So basic electrical quantities like current and voltage, phase angle, frequency, those are utilize the protective relays one or more these quantities to detect abnormal conditions in a power system. Now generator faults. So before we going to discuss any schemes about any fault, we have to judge that what faults are associated with generators and how it predominantly comes and from which side. So first is the failure of insulation, which comes through the heating and in especially the location of that failure in a stator winding. Now failure in insulation of the rotor winding. When rotor is rotating drastically increased speed and heating of that rotor is very large amount, so failure of insulation would be there. Unbalanced loading. After all, the generator have to deliver some load and it is connected to load. So where the load is drastically increasing from the predominant limit, the unbalanced loading will be there. Field failure. DC exciter system and field system will be failure due to some reasons. Then overload and over voltage. Now transmission line connected with the load and where the voltage difference is there. If transmission line gets some fault or load will be unbalanced, there will be a over voltage and overload position also. Failure of prime mover. Actually turbine system which is connected with the generator shaft, prime mover will be failure due to many reasons. So if there the prime mover will be fail or steam generation will be out of system, then the generator will have to suffer that failure. Loss of synchronism. There are many generators connected with the systems, not a single one. So in interconnected systems, many generators are connected with interconnections. So their synchronism have to be in a balanced condition. If any generator have some faults and will be out of from the system, their effect is applied on other generator and they are also go for the loss of synchronism. Over speed. When suddenly cut off the load and generator have more load than supply, then overspeed will be there. Under frequency. When sudden some large load connected to the generator and volt hertz balance will not be there, then under frequency faults will create. These are the faults. Now generator protections. So from above faults there are large problems in system and economically the systems will also get shut down and financially it is very disadvantage to the financial system. So there will be a system for each and every faults. We will discuss that first is stator protection. How stator protection is um, uh, schemes applied to the generator. The differential protection, restricted earth fault protection scheme, negative sequence current protection scheme, loss of load, which detects the loss of load, sudden cutoff or sudden disconnect the load, which is very highly risky for the generator. So loss of load protection will justify or judge the a particular load and will be alarmed or sensitive to the generating system. Rotor earth fault, overspeed, over voltage, loss of field, backup, overcurrent. These all are uh, protection schemes which is associated with the generator, and generator it is a heart of our generating plant. So there will be a high and costly and very sensitive protection schemes are applied. Now discuss the first one, that is unique type of protection called a differential protection. A simple concept is there. A CT is provided at each end of the generator winding which is to be protected, which is shown in figure to the next slide. When there is no fault, the differential current I1 minus I2 through the relay is 0. So the relay will not operate. So if there is no difference between primary and secondary, or stator and rotor, there is no spill current or no differential current produced, and so the relay will not operate. When the fault occurs, the balance is disturbed and differential current I1 minus I2 flows through the operating coil of the relay, causing relay operation, and the trip circuit of the circuit breaker is closed. Now this is the figure where we have talked about, where CT1 and CT2 applied in stator and rotor, and alternator windings are there. There have some line to ground fault, so it is an internal fault. So CT1 and CT2 have some difference of currents, and I1 minus I2, that is spill current or differential current, if it is above the predefined level of fault current, operating coil will be operate, otherwise it will be restricted. So this is a simple differential protection scheme. Now differential protection using balancing resistor. So you can see that the earthing resistance is connected here, which is not in a previous earthing resistance, and neutral grounding also, but here the differential protection schemes achieved with the balancing resistors. So these balancing resistors are truly effective to balance the spill current, and it is also useful when the external fault currents will be heavy and effect on CT2. So balancing resistors are there. Now this is a biased differential protection, where percentage differential is set up in restraining coil and operating coils, and some level of percentage are defined for the operation. We have discussed bias differential protection in transformer scheme, so we can now modified differential protection. Generally protection is made for 80 to 85% of the winding, which will cover most of part of winding, but somehow 15% or 10% windings are unprotected. If any fault occurs near the neutral point of the fault, so the current is very small, so this protection scheme doesn't sense that particular faulty current and relay does not operate. In modified differential protection scheme is used to overcome this type of fault or this type of issue, where two elements PC and PA are balancing resistor BR is connected in star and the earth relay ER is connected between the star point and the neutral pilot wire. You can see here in the figure where PC and PA are connected with the BR and earth relay is connected in a star. So when the 10% of remaining unprotected windings have some fault, this balancing windings or BR, that is balancing resistors, will sense that fault and earth relay will operate. Restricted or balanced earth fault protection. In case of small size generator, star point is not available because it is made inside the generator and grounded through some low resistance, then percentage differential relay for ground fault that is provided, and it is known as the restricted earth fault protection. This scheme can be used for only ground faults but not for the phase fault. Now this image is particularly for restricted earth fault protection. For cities are connected in this type of windings and relay is connected with that two pilot wires. So and earthing resistance also connected with that city. If F1 or F2 will the occurred that fault, F1 is internal fault and F2 is external fault, so trip circuit will operate on that condition. Stator protection. Stator faults includes three types of fault mainly, that is phase to earth fault, phase to phase and interturn faults. From these faults and interturn faults are less common. This usually develops into a earth fault. This causes arcing to core, damage of conductor and insulation. This causes arcing of core. Now stator interturn fault protection. Interturn fault on the same phase of the stator winding cannot be detected by transverse differential protection, as it does not disturb the balance between the currents in neutral and high voltage CTs. For the protection against interturn faults, the following protection schemes are used. First one is cross differential protection and second one is residual voltage protection. So this is a cross differential protection. In cross differential protection, CTs are connected in a cross. You can see in the figure that this sign is for cross. Used in the case of hydroelectric generator having double winding armature. As shown in figure, relay RC is provides protection against phase to ground and phase to phase fault. These both faults are detected by this RC. The relay R1 provides the protection against interturn faults. Residual voltage protection. This is the second scheme that we have to apply for the interturn faults, where the voltage transformers is applied here. In this method, it is used and don't have a parallel stator winding. In normal operation, voltage is equal to phase voltage VRN to phase to neutral voltage, and summation of that is 0. So here RYB So in generator, total VRS is equal to VRN plus VBN plus VYN is equal to 0. So in case of that VRES is not 0, and this residual voltage operates the relay. So in this case, the total summation is not 0. There will be some fault in interturn. So that will be detect and operates the relay. That is residual voltage protection. Now rotor faults. We have clear about stator faults. Now rotor have some fault that is in rotor circuit, and it may be either earth fault or between the turns. Field circuits are normally operated unearthed, so single earth fault will not affect its operation. But when second fault arises, then field winding is short circuited. And you know that the short circuit have damage major things and produce unsymmetrical field system, which leads to unbalanced forces on rotor and results in excess pressure and bearing and shaft distortion. So in rotor faults there are earth fault protection. The rotor earth fault protection is done by DC injection method or AC injection method. The DC or AC voltage is impressed between the field circuit and ground through sensitive over voltage relay and current limiting resistor or capacitor also. But DC source is generally used as a overcurrent relay in case of DC is more sensitive than AC. A single earth fault in rotor circuit will complete the path and the fault is sensed by the relay. This is the image where the explanations are there. Exciter and generator field winding. Exciter is connected with the field winding and resistor is connected with the auxiliary supply. This is the rotor earth fault protection. Now rotor temperature alarm. It is provided in large generators where it indicates the level of temperature but not the actual hotspot temperature. The relay measures the temperature measuring the resistance. So relay will not measure direct the temperature, but it measures the resistance, and by that conclusion the temperature will show. This is the figure where generator winding is connected with the exciter and the voltage coil and current coil is connected in the shunt. Moving coil relay is there, and this whole system is connected with the slip rings of rotor. Now loss of excitation protection. When the excitation of generator is lost, it operates as a induction generator. It derives excitation from the system and supply power at leading power factor. Now this may cause a fall of voltage and loss of synchronism where the system go to unstable. Overheating of rotor due to induction current on it. A protection having more characteristics is used to detect the loss of field. This where over voltage protection is there. It is required in case of hydroelectric gas turbine generators but not in the case of turbo generators. This may caused due to transient over voltage in the transmission line due to lightning or defective operation of the voltage regulator or sudden loss of load due to line tripping. The protection is provided with the over voltage relay, and that is usually of induction pattern with an IDMT characteristics. Overload protection, where overloading of machine causes overheating in the stator winding. This can be prevented by using overcurrent relay with the time delay adjustment. But overheating not only depends on overcurrent but also the failure of cooling system in the generator. So temperature detector coils such as thermistors or thermocouples are used at various points in stator winding for indication of the temperature. Reverse power protection. There will be a reverse power also. The system gets power in back side where prime movers fails and machine starts monitoring and draws the electrical power from the system, and this is known as inverted operation. The generator can be protected from invert operation by using single element directional power relay, reverse power relay, which senses the direction of power flow. Negative phase sequence protection. In unbalance may cause due to a single phase fault or unbalanced loading, and it gives rise to negative sequence current. This current in rotor causes rotor overheating and damage to the rotor. This can be protected by negative sequence current filter with overcurrent relay. This is negative sequence filter connected with overcurrent relay and have CTs connected in stator winding is connected with RYB. Automatic field suppression and use of neutral circuit breaker. So what is the why we use neutral circuit breaker? So answer is, in case of fault in the generator and though the circuit breaker is tripped, the fault continues to feed long as excitation will exist because EMF is induced in the generator itself. That is because our exciter is running and excitation is produced in the generator. So EMF is there. Hence, all protection systems not only trip the generator circuit breaker but also trip the automatic field discharge switch. This is a image of that automatic field suppression and use of neutral circuit breaker. This neutral circuit breaker is connected with TC3 and TC2 and connected with the exciter system. So when generator is going to shut down or going to in faulty condition, the exciter will also disconnect with that neutral circuit breaker, so that excitation system will disconnect. External fault backup protection. Overcurrent and earth fault protection is provided for backup protection of large sized generator protected by the differential protection. Induction type IDMT relay is used for this purpose. This is an external fault backup protection where generator stator winding is connected with main circuit breaker and CTs are connected with phase relay. The earth fault relay is connected with the earthing resistor. There are many schemes and protection relays are connected with whole generator SLD, single line diagram. So these are the numbers which is displayed on the control panel and SLD diagram also. So students have to study the SLD and refer the relay numbers. So first of all, this generator schemes have many types of protection schemes where this is a generator and we connected with the this protection schemes. So first one is 51N over current relay, 59 is over voltage relay, 60 number is voltage or current balance relay, 61 is phase unbalance relay, 61 number is phase unbalance relay, 64 number is ground protection relay, 40 number is loss of field. 49 number is a thermal relay, which is for overload. Reverse phase balance relay, it is 46 number. 87 number, that is differential relay, the main scheme. 32 number, directional power relay. 78 number, that is phase angle measuring of out of step relay. 81 number, uh, frequency relay or over under frequency relay. 21 number, distance relay. 24 number, volt hertz relay. So these are the numbers of a particular relay, and that is applied in the generator protective systems. My reference is these books. You can refer these books and get more knowledge about generator protections. Thank you.